Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I created this magical reading nook. This project was so much fun to work on and I love how it turned out. I think it just looks so cozy and whimsical in here, and I wanted to make a video where I shared the process and some of the DIYs and different materials that I got for this project. Ever since we moved here a couple years ago, we've had trouble figuring out what to do with this room. And because this rental home is 200 years old, there are things about the layout and design that are a little bit quirky and difficult to work with, especially with modern furniture. But that being said, it also has so much character and charm. When we first moved in, we used this spare room as an extra office, and then it became Obi's kitten room. But since he's gotten older, he doesn't really like to come upstairs or use this room very much, so he hasn't really been in here. And then most recently, this became a guest bedroom and a storage space for all of our extra electronics and camera equipment. So for a while, we've been wanting to find a solution to make this room a little more functional and create some more storage space. And we started looking into shelving units, and we found these Billy bookshelves online from IKEA, and they were the perfect height for this back wall behind me. I also wanted to do something to highlight the exposed beams in this room, so I thought it would be great to make a canopy to hang from them and drape over the bed. I don't know if it's because fall is just around the corner or if my style preferences are changing, but I keep finding myself gravitating toward these rich, dark colors lately, and for that reason, I've really been enjoying the Whimsigoth aesthetic. I love all the different deep jewel tones and the colors and textures, and even some of the magical celestial elements and decor pieces. So I wanted to incorporate some of those Whimsigoth design elements as I created this reading nook. So to begin the design process, I went on Pinterest and started looking for inspiration. I found photos of reading nooks and canopies that had that magical, whimsical look I was going for, and I also found some great inspiration for the color palette I wanted to use. Then I went to Canva and pulled in some of those images to create a mood board. I also made a color palette to follow with the design, and in particular, I loved the color of this rich burgundy alongside the deep plum. I thought they would be perfect together as the main colors of the reading nook. So once I had the mood board and the vision for everything planned out, it was time to head to IKEA and pick up the bookshelves. I always love looking around the showroom in IKEA, and they have so many great ideas for organizing small spaces, which is perfect when you're living in a little home like we are. And of course, we had to stop at the IKEA cafe for lunch. Unfortunately, we could only fit one bookshelf in the car that trip, so Alex ended up going all the way back to get the other two, but eventually we had everything we needed and we got to work setting up the furniture. So we just got back from IKEA a little while ago, and we're going to assemble the bookshelves and see if we can line them up along this back wall to kind of look like a built-in. And when I was pulling inspiration from Pinterest, I kept finding photos where the bed was right in front of the shelf or the cabinet, and I really like that look because that way you can put pillows behind you and it's just a nice little cozy nook. So we'll move some stuff around and see if we can figure out a layout that kind of looks like that. The assembly of the bookshelves really wasn't bad. I think it only took us about an hour to put together the three, and we also got a few doors to turn the bottom of each shelf into closed storage for things like cables and electronics. Something I've learned since living in a small home is that closed storage is your best friend. Cabinets and drawers keep things looking so much more organized than completely open shelves, so we were really glad we could add them to the bottom of the bookshelves. We were also super impressed with the quality, and they were really nice and sturdy once we assembled them. So yesterday we got the bookshelves all set up, and I really like how they look in terms of the size. I think they really look like built-ins. They're kind of the perfect height and width for this little wall over here. The only thing I'm not sure of is I feel like they look pretty dark, and they almost remind me of my grandparents' basement, which is not the look I was going for, but I'm hoping that if I can add in some more lighting and some more decor pieces, it'll brighten it up a bit and make it look more whimsical. So we'll try to figure this out in a bit, but first I want to work on the bed and try out the new duvet cover and pillows and see how the colors look, and then we can go from there. I found this really pretty throw pillow at World Market, and I thought it was nice and close to the original color palette I wanted for this room. So I picked up one of these, and I decided to match the colors of the bedding to the pillow as closely as possible. So I found this rich burgundy colored duvet and these dusty purple colored sheets. I also got these velvet accent pillows in this mossy green and rich burgundy to complement the other colors. And I think the throw pillow just brings everything together. So because we pushed the bed up against the shelf, we ended up just using these two cabinets for deep storage of items that we don't use very often. And the best part of setting it up this way is that now we have a sturdy surface to lean back against, and it just ended up creating a really cozy reading nook. Also, I learned a trick recently that I have to show you. So if you're using pillow covers, try using inserts that are 2 inches bigger than the cover size. It makes them look so much more plush and full. For example, these covers are 18 inches, but the inserts are 20, and it makes such a difference. To hang the canopy, I attached a couple of tension rods between the beams and the wall so that I could hold the fabric further back behind the bed. And there are so many ways to hang a canopy. You can attach command hooks to your ceiling and use loops to hang it, or if you own your home and you're committed to a canopy for a while, you can install a hanging rod on the ceiling. I got a few sheer fabric panels, and these were very long so that I could drape them across 2 beams and they would still reach the floor. I arranged them to create a big X over the bed, and then I pulled them down in the middle to create that really dreamy draped look. And then I hung another lace curtain on the back 2 rods just to add a little more texture and cover the back wall. Then it was time to add the lights. I'm using firecracker fairy lights, and these are my new favorite decor item. They look so pretty. There are clusters of fairy lights around each strand, and that makes them look even more sparkly. I also added some greenery to the canopy with these artificial ivy vines. Just to warn you, they tangle super easily, but they look so pretty and realistic. I saw this beautiful moon lantern DIY going around a while ago, and I just had to make it for the reading nook. I'll link the original tutorials below so you can check out the creators behind it. But it's very easy to make. It's a papier-mâché project that starts with tearing white tissue paper or paper towels into smaller pieces. Then you'll need an inflated balloon, and I also used a bowl to hold the balloon in place. You can use Elmer's glue or Mod Podge to glue pieces to the balloon. So I glued a layer of the tissue paper pieces onto the balloon, making sure everything overlapped, and then I repeated this until I had about 5 layers of tissue paper. I let it dry overnight, and the next day the tissue paper was completely dry and it was time to pop the balloon. And then I gave the edges a little trim, and I used a tapestry needle to string some fishing wire into the top to hang it. I wanted it to look kind of like a blood moon, so I placed these orange fairy lights inside the lantern. I love the way this moon lantern turned out. It's not super bright during the day, but at night it glows with that orange light and it looks really eerie and magical, and I really do think it resembles the full moon. For the next DIY, I wanted to make a few little apothecary or curio jars to decorate the shelves. I filled a few with some dried flowers like rose petals and lavender, and then I used things like pebbles, seashells, moss, and bark to fill the other bottles. Also, I just discovered this product recently. It's called Quake Hold Gel, and it's an adhesive gel that holds items in place, but it's very gentle. It won't damage furniture or surfaces. You just take a little piece and press it on the bottom of an item, and then after an hour, it hardens and it holds the item steady. And as a cat mom, I've been loving this product because it keeps Little Monster from knocking everything over.
Tell me, babe, where are you going? Prairie wind goes on blowing. Tumbleweed shadow, I'm tied to you. Tell me, babe, what are we gonna do? 'Cause you got me in the back spinning, and I can't tell where to get the magic. I just gotta have it. In the light, I had a vision. In the dark, a premonition. You took my dreams and now I'm bound to you. Tell me, babe, what are we gonna do? 'Cause you got me in a bad spin, spinning and I can't tell where to get the magic. I just gotta have it. 'Cause you got me in a bad spin, spinning and I can't tell.
am so in love with this reading nook. Honestly, it turned out better than I even imagined, and it's so cozy and it just feels magical in this room, especially in the evenings when the lights become all glowy and sparkly. I could hang out in here forever, and I think Obi could too. So everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm currently working on a few different projects right now that I'm so excited to share with you. So stay tuned. Thanks again for being here, and I will see you next time.